Well, I guess we know who the losers of E3 are. Hey guys, I'm the Seaman235, and I just got done watching the Ubisoft conference. It was pretty bad. So let's start this train wreck of a goddamn conference. This is a train wreck with casualties. There was an S at the end of that. If you want my opinions, that's it, in a nutshell. A train wreck with casualties. Lots and lots of poor, unfortunate casualties. Kids included, by the way. Holy shit, this was a horrendous conference. It was so boring. Not that there weren't some good points, but goddamn. This is easily one of the worst conferences I've seen from Ubisoft, and I've seen some shit. I have scars. I have fucking battle scars from E3, from Ubisoft, from plenty of years. Like, holy shit. And I'm pretty sure people have worse scars than I do, from stuff like Aisha Tyler trying to cuss up a fucking storm, the goddamn Just Dance bullshit, which they still pull here, and stupid Mr. Don't you love it when your camera dies and now you're forced to actually use your phone recorder in order to actually do something? Now, I know I probably could use my camera after I charged it, but I want to talk about this now. Plus, I need an actual reason to test out this. I want to see how good the audio is, so let's see how good the audio is on this thing. Anyway, so let's get the good stuff out of the way. First off, I will say this. I know a lot of people are very apathetic towards Watch Dogs. The game wasn't what a lot of people wanted. It received a significant downgrade in terms of graphics, and just in terms of effects, lighting, and everything. They promised the world, and they only gave you a very minute amount of it. Some would even say they didn't even provide that. I hear Watch Dogs 2 is better. I haven't played either. I have no expectations for anything in this franchise. I didn't even buy into the hype. Honestly, I just didn't really care. But Watch Dogs, I know a lot of people are very split on it. Also, apparently 2 is glitchy as fuck, so that's the thing. I thought this actually looked pretty cool. I will be honest. It probably won't be as good as it is in this trailer. It'll probably have shit tons of bugs, because it's Ubisoft, and Ubisoft games are always unpolished. But this actually did look pretty cool. I will actually give them this. I like the idea that you're actually forming a hacktivist resistance, and I actually thought the dialogue between everybody and the AI was pretty funny. The old lady actually being a hacktivist as well, that is hilarious as shit. I actually laughed a lot about that one, and it was actually pretty. They even showed off, like, consequences, and you actually trying to save someone. It actually showed off gameplay mostly, so that was nice. In general, I thought this was a pretty solid start. Well, at least, okay, it wasn't the start, but it was the first game they showed, and I thought it was a pretty good way to kick off what would essentially be a train wreck, a fucking abortion of a goddamn conference. But that's besides the point. But yeah, so that's a thing. Afterwards, what's the next good thing? There are very few, by the way. Brawlhalla, a game that is essentially a Smash clone. Adventure Time characters are actually appearing. Finn and Jake are going to be characters. I'm surprised they're doing this since Adventure Time ended after Season 10, so that's a thing. But if you like Adventure Time and Brawlhalla, there you go. I like Adventure Time. I kind of stopped watching it once it really gathered its footing. Even like it was. I watched the first 2 seasons a while ago, and I stopped after the second because it was sort of the same. I hear the show got so much better once they actually went into story arcs. Once they really went into later seasons, they really got their footing. so I wouldn't really know. Actually, I do know this. Finn has a robot arm. I didn't actually know about that. I was like, wait, he has a robot arm? I actually forgot he had that since he apparently lost his arm in a previous season. And, that's what I get for not keeping up with the show. But, I thought it was, I thought it was good when I watched it. Apparently it's gotten even better. So, and worse, and then better again, and then the finale I hear issues with. But generally, as flip-floppy as it could be, it was generally always, at the very least, good. So, Adventure Time, I hear, is pretty fantastic. I liked it when I watched it at the time. It was pretty fun. I've never cared for Brawlhalla. I mean, I like that they made their own Smash clone, but it's just that, it's just a Smash clone, and I'd rather just play Smash Brothers. But hey, this is a cool thing for those who like it, so I wanted to list it as a good thing. Gods and Monsters. I didn't really have any interest, but it's nice to see the Assassin's Creed team actually do something different for once. Yeah, there's actually, fun fact, and this is actually something I'm gonna kind of put in between good and bad. Since it's good for a number of reasons, but bad for a number of reasons, no new Far Cry, no new Assassin's Creed. Now, this is a good and bad thing. On one hand, it's good, because it means the franchises get to stop and take a break, and then come back, I'd say, around sometime next year, since they can't go too long. But it means the games will probably get more attention, more development time, and ultimately, when the new game does come out, fans are happier. Good. On the other hand, it would have really helped this, just this awful conference just a little bit more, because of the severe lack of variety. Which brings me to the negatives. Okay. Let's start with the minor ones. Alright, so there was For Honor Shadows of the Hitokiri. This actually wasn't a negative, this was more just kind of bland. Sorry for those who thought it looked amazing, I thought it looked bland. Watch, I have like 5 comments telling me I'm a fuckface for saying it was awful. I'm sorry I'm a fuckface. I didn't mean to be that way. I just thought it looked boring. If you like it, that's fine. I don't hold it against you, because I'm not that petty. Roller Champions, which apparently has a demo on their streaming service, which they also talked about, Uplay Plus. I do not care for streaming services. I understand why they wanted to plug it. That's fine. I did not like, or I didn't hate. I just didn't really care for what I saw of Roller Champions. Am I the only one that got reminded of ARMS? I didn't really care for it. Twitch streamers are apparently going to be a mainstay in Ubisoft, so that's a thing. And Just Dance. So, Just Dance was just as cringy as it usually is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But despite its badness, it was at the very least entertaining to watch Ubisoft once again make asses of themselves. And, like, in the way they usually do. Like, Aisha Tyler, Mr. Caffeine level of make asses of ourselves, if you know what I mean. Like, it's funny to watch the failure. The rest of this conference was not funny to watch, so it was generally very boring to the point where I started shouting, move on, move on, move on, and I probably would have witnesses for that, so, yeah, that's a thing. So, let's see, go through my notes. Oh, they started off the conference with a plug for AC Symphony, AC standing for Assassin's Creed. Why? I actually thought this would be a cool announcement for a new game, But no, they went on for almost 6 minutes. And not only did they show off all of the games, they showed off clips from Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Black Flag, 3, just tons of the games over the years. And I don't believe they showed anything. They just showed an orchestra. That was it. That's all they did. Nothing new. Why do you do this to me, Ubisoft? And I thought we were at least acquaintances. I did nothing to you. Why do I deserve this lobotomy of a conference? Their symphony aside, that was how they started their conference too. Like, look, I'm okay with music and orchestras and performances in conference as long as they go, as long as they, one, have a purpose, you know, besides showcasing a symphony, which was not needed. But if they showcase a new game, like God of War, actually, they had a performance of a song from the new God of War game, and right then and there you see Kratos. Like, you know, he's an old man. He has a beard, he's an old person, and he's not angry, yelly, rage guy anymore. Generally, he's, you know, trying to control his rage, but the orchestra and the performance led into that, which is why I was okay with it. This literally led into a teaser for a symphony and nothing more. What the fuck? So, that was already bad, but they had the absolutely mind-numbing atrocity of an idea to have this conference be about nothing more than 2 words. Tom Clancy. Which I will now refer to as, without Ryan's permission, since he doesn't even know I exist, so I doubt he would actually give a shit, Tom Clancy. Because that's bound to piss some people off, and I think that's just funny. But yeah, anyway, Tom Clancy was about 55 to 60% of this goddamn lobotomy of a conference. Holy shit. Let's see, what do we have here? We have some content for Rainbow Six. We have some content for The Division 2. Which I believe is not a new game. Forgive me, I'm not a Tom Clancy fan. Yeah, I did say Clancy intentionally, like I said. I'm obviously not a fan of Tom Clancy. I don't hate the franchise, I've never played any other games. They just never really interested me. So I'm not trying to spite fans of the game. But even I think they would say this is fucking overkill. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they're just as annoyed. Because I hope they would be. Am I the only one that noticed that they have way too much of that? Like, they have new content for 2 games. They have a brand new one, I believe a brand new one, it looked new, called Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Now, I remember there being a Ghost Recon, I believe. Breakpoint, I believe, is like a sequel. I don't know, I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a fan of this stuff, so I wouldn't know. They also had an announcement for a mobile title, Terminator stuff. Yeah, Terminator. Because of the new movie, that'll probably suck. Why do they keep trying this? It's not gonna work. Anyway, Terminator aside, they also had a movie announcement for Netflix that no one will watch, since it'll probably suck. Because video game movies always suck unless your name is Detective Pikachu. Which I did watch. It was actually pretty good. Go see that. It'll be better than this atrocity. But, oh my god, like, literally, I think I got through, like, the rest of the list, just from that. Like, I have notes, like, Tom Clancy, home version, phone version, new game, new content for, like, 2 different games. It's just, like, it's insane. It was such an overkill of Tom Clancy, and it's just, like, stop! I literally started just, like, yelling out of boredom, in a joking manner. I wasn't, like, throwing my phone around having a fit. It was more just like, I was just so bored, I had to do something to get myself to laugh through the boredom. Move on! Do something else! Oh my god. And you know what's even worse is they threw in Just Dance right in the middle of the conference to give you some little shred of fucking hope. And then they just rip it away from you and say, back to Tom Clancy, motherfuckers. You better fucking like it, because guess what? We're gonna stay on this for another little bit. And then they move on to something else, and then you have that hope again, and then they just rip it away from you again. No more Tom Clancy. Oh my god, I don't want to see another Tom Clancy thing for the rest of my fucking life. Which is probably bad, since I'll probably see more of it next year. But god damn! And that is what I mean by saying Assassin's Creed and Far Cry not showing up in the conference, and whatever other, Beyond Good and Evil, too. That didn't even show up either, which I'm shocked. I thought that would have been a shoo-in. But no, it wasn't. I would have liked to have seen that. At least it would have been funny to yell at the cussing monkey and the CGI and Evil Jade, which, what? And stuff. There was also way too much talking, too. You know, I know Microsoft, to a lot of people, was pretty but I actually will give them credit. Their pacing was generally pretty good. You know, say what you will about what they showed, but they kept it moving at a pretty brisk pace. This had the pace of, I don't even know how it had, I know. It had the pace of a snail trying to do a 3-lap race in a NASCAR track. That is how long it felt to me. It felt like I was watching this for 2 hours, even though it barely clocked in at an hour and 20. And again, it just made the Tom Clancy stuff. They always had to do this, where they show stuff in a trailer, whether it be CGI or gameplay, and then afterwards, they cut away to a person talking, and then afterwards, they talk for a long time, and then afterwards, they show a trailer of the same thing we just saw. It's a different trailer, sure, but it's just like, why not just show both trailers back to back? Or hell, just show one, and then upload the other one to your YouTube account. You have one of those, don't you, Ubisoft? I feel bad, because some of these people probably are very passionate. I know there are some that are just business tycoons, they're just assholes, but like, most of the developers on these games seem like genuinely nice people, but like, I feel like their moments were just pointless. I really feel like Ubisoft just came here just to fill time, because EA and Sony are leaving, and they figured, fuck it, we're staying. We don't know why, we barely have anything, but you know, we'll come anyway. They were here, for better or for worse. Actually, no, for worse. No, I'm not even gonna hide it. Again, Watch Dogs looked fine. Gods and Monsters, the game made by the Assassin's Creed team, that looked fine. There were a few other things that were okay. Generally, most of this was slow, tedious, boring, and not at all interesting. Worst of E3, bar none. Yes, I have watched Bethesda. I should be uploading that, but I haven't recorded it yet because I wanted to watch Bethesda and, take the time to watch it. Ubisoft's was so boring that I decided to actually go back to what I did with Microsoft and write notes down as I was watching, because there was fucking nothing. There was nothing. You could skip this conference. It's a complete waste of time. Fucking F. Holy shit, F. The biggest F I could ever give. EA's conference from last year was better. I will say it now. At least I could laugh at how bad EA's was. I'm done bitching. Hopefully there won't be a conference this bad. Hopefully there won't be a conference this bad. I'm sure Nintendo won't fuck up this hard. Who knows? Square Enix might, but at the very least they have Final Fantasy VII's remake. Possible Tifa reveal. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, I am the C-Man235 signing out. Ubisoft, Jesus. No more Tom Clancy, please.